Love it or leave it.
Broadway. Forever in tension between pretentious gays and bedraggled tourists drunk on personalized M&Ms in the market for a live-action Shrek musical. Which actually happened. Eddie Redmayne is going to be in Cabaret. Nicole Scherzinger is going to be in a revival of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Sunset Boulevard. And Dakota Johnson will be doing the musical version of Madame Web. God, she should have read that contract. Joining us now. The last time he was here, he played Jeff Goldblum working tirelessly alongside the FDA to stop disgusting TikTok food trends, so we couldn't be happier he agreed to come back at all. Please welcome to the stage, Gianmarco Soresi. There he is.
Hello. Hi.
How you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Here, yeah?
Yes. Uh-oh.
Thank you for letting me come as myself this time. That was I'm honored. As not a character. or a person.
Is this you?
Yes. Oh, yes. No,
What?
That's
Oh,
all you
no.
get. That's it. That's it.
What if in ways that are subtle, in ways you don't totally feel, you've slowly become more like Jeff Goldblum, and that now it doesn't seem like it, but that's what you sound like all the time. Have you thought about that? Oh, no.
I definitely took some of it because I think I'm Jewish. Jeff Goldblum is Jewish. And I think what he did is he took kind of the stammering of Judaism and he added a little glide in between. So if you do this, it's Woody Allen. But then if you add a little glide, then and it's an incredible discovery.
It's interesting. It's
Yes.
interesting.
So I did take that.
That's cool. Now, I've been called a musical theater lover by people before, but that was usually a euphemism. But you actually are one.
I am.
Why do you think that is?
Oh, I have feelings and they have to be expressed loudly, and musical theater gives you that opportunity.
I feel like I have both. I have both sides in me, which is a part of me dies when you go from dialogue to song.
It's hard. It's a tricky transition.
It's hard. It's hard. But when I was working in politics, when you worked in the White House, calm down. If the president,
when you work in the White House,
the president has a box at the Kennedy Center that's just the president's box, but the president doesn't go to everything.
No.
And one thing the president doesn't go to is Wicked. He might have seen it another night, but Wicked's going to be there for a while. He's not going to go to every showing.
I would imagine because the president goes like, "Oh my God, I'm the fucking wizard."
Wow.
Am I allowed to curse on this?
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. Okay. You know what I mean, though. They probably look at the wizard and they go, "Oh no, I'm that guy."
Well, I think everybody feels like the wizard. Isn't that why it resonates so much? We all sometimes feel like we're behind the curtain, pretending to be more powerful than we are, but actually we're all wizards behind a curtain.
Do you see Jaws and you relate to the shark? Is that how you view? I relate to Elphaba. I go, I'm the rebel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. But so you can go on, you can sign up to try to get access. There are a lot of people obviously want to go use those seats.
Yeah.
So I got tickets to see Wicked in the president's box. Brought my mother, and we saw Wicked, the touring show, when it was in DC. And I have the same reaction in a musical. They're talking. Oh, we're singing. And then, of course, but I also have the other part of me, the faggy part, and got to Defying Gravity. And I mean, I am just sobbing. I'm Defying Gravity works on me every time. My TikTok thinks that I am some kind of defying gravity scientist that is plumbing the depths of all recorded copies,
analyzing the riff every.
There's
yeah.
all the three schools of riff. You know, there's three. There's
what
at
are
least
the three different ones?
I can't even come close to doing it, but it's the classic. It's the classic Adina, which is Then there's one and then, see, there's a third, and the third one is truly impossible. For anyone except one of these people.
Yes.
But the point being,
I'd like to hear you try it.
I can't do it.
The original key.
Why are you making me do this? It's my show. No, I'm strong and in charge. Now, but so anyway, Defying Gravity happens. I'm sobbing. I'm on my feet applauding. And then I realize there's obviously more than one fancy box up there. And I look to my right, and former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid is fully asleep. At the time, the Senate Majority Leader, he was old and tired.
Sure.
Asleep. Out.
I wish I had his seat. You're looking at me like I should. I wish I'd been there and taken that box.
What's your favorite musical?
It's not going to get any resonance. It's Falsettos by really. My God, really?
Kendra, of course.
Falsettos by William Finn.
I don't know it. That's amazing.
No, it's amazing. But like let me tell you, that guy, Harry Reid, he's not going to falsettos. He'd be shocked. He'd be it's a Jewish piece about screwed up families and a guy, he leaves his wife for his male lover, but he wants them all to have a happy family.
And they sing.
And then AIDS and
they sing during this.
I mean, that's act 2. It's just well, yeah.
And they're singing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it's like Rent, but everyone's Jewish and in their 40s. It's my favorite musical of all time.
Wow. Hey, what if, Rent, sure. What if it was a little more anxious and maudlin?
Sure.
Have I got a show for you? What do you think about stunt casting in musicals where they bring in a big star? What do you think about it? What do you think about Eddie Redmayne on Broadway?
I think he'll do good in that role because if you don't have to sing, that's fine. But here's my thing. 9 is another musical, one of my favorites. Daniel Day-Lewis could literally become Abraham Lincoln. Daniel Day-Lewis could literally become Christy Brown in My Left Foot. You know what he couldn't do? Sing. Not one lick. This is the guy who could portray anything, but they put him in 9, and they had to lower the key. So I say no. You can do stunt casting if it doesn't involve intensive singing, but if you do, then it's gonna be bad.
Hey, do you think Daniel Day-Lewis gets away with murder by becoming people that don't exist on video? It's like, oh wow, yeah, he became Bill the Butcher, I guess. He became Abraham Lincoln, sure. Says who? For all we know, he was terrible.
Oh, you mean? I see what you're saying. Because he did that voice, like for Lincoln, he did. That wasn't a good impression, but
it was good.
He did
the
it was.
high
That's actually
the...
how Lincoln actually sounded.
But I feel
no one really knows.
But I feel like I also read an Atlantic article that said actually Lincoln's voice was kind of high. And did Daniel Day-Lewis just read the same article as me? Is that the work we're talking about? This is what I don't know, and I think it's fine and not the thing you're here to talk about.
No, not at all.
What are you here to talk about? Musicals.
Yeah, just musicals.
Do you like the Cheesecake Factory?
It's been a long time since I've been there.
It's a shame.
In high school, I'd go.
In high school?
Yeah.
Not since.
No, there's not that many in New York, I don't think.
No, there aren't. It's a problem.
Yeah, that's the number one problem in New York City.
Yeah.
It goes Cheesecake Factory, the guy who's just punching women looking at their phone. Cheesecake Factory again, because it needs to be brought back up.
Right, and then the subway shovings. Now, Hey, what's going on? People punching women in New York? Why is that?
Not while I'm in L.A.
So, you know what? I think what was interesting, the tone there was so fascinating. It was like, it was interesting, and I think we all really had a good time. Now, I'm going to run down some of Broadway's most beloved shows. You have to say, in reality, whether or not they suck shit.
Okay.
Phantom of the Opera.
Suck shit, man. Suck shit.
Oh
my God, the reaction.
Here's the thing that I didn't know. I didn't realize how murderous the Phantom was.
Yeah. He's
well. Before you know the story, you're like, oh, the Phantom of the Opera. He's got something wrong with his punum, and so he's sort of a sad figure, but falls in love with someone. They're like, oh no, he's a murderer.
Yeah.
He's a villain.
He's definitely a villain, but he's kind of sexy in its own way.
Right. Cats.
Trash.
Dear Evan Hansen.
I think it's good, but then when that movie came out, people were like, well, he's kind of problematic. He lied about this whole thing.
That's the whole point of the musical.
That's the whole point of the musical, but when people saw it and they didn't have the magic of the lights and they just saw it, they were like, that's kind of fucked up.
Well, I really thought it was beautiful, and that was another one.
You like the Phantom, so what your opinion doesn't matter at all. You like the Wizard, you like the Phantom, and you like Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah. I like sweet big songs, and none of what you like. It's
Little Jewy songs at a dining table.
Yeah.
About psychology.
Yeah, people singing about divorce. That sucks. That's not what you sing about. This is America. We don't sing about divorce. We sing about witches now. But I do anyway. Hamilton.
It's a mix for me. Oh, really? This audience doesn't listen. I got some problems with Hamilton. I don't think we need to be glorifying the founding fathers. We don't need to be glorifying these people at all. They were very problematic, and so the idea of like the hero worship of the American myth, I don't think we need to be doing it. And I think you have a musical that mentions slavery for 2 lines. That's like a musical about Hitler that mostly was about his painting. It doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. You asked. This was the game.
No, I'm thinking about it. I
love Hamilton. I think it perfectly captures the musical nature of our country's founding.
What I was thinking about is actually what I was really trying to formulate was my own opinion, absent the noise of so many interlocking opinions that Hamilton has generated since it's come out. You know what I mean? That like I have trouble even now separating my opinion of Hamilton as I saw it, as it existed, from years of people loving it, people praising it, then people disliking the praisers, then from that turning it to being contrarian.
Agree.
But I'm not denigrating.
And I like it in that sense. I like it as a musical piece. It's entertaining. Listen, the last moment, I didn't see it live. I can't afford those tickets, but the last moment where she looks out and she sees the musical of his life and she goes, oh, I cried. I cried just like you watching a witch flying in the sky.
Now it's time for a game we're calling Merrily We Troll Along. God damn it.
That's a kind of stunt casting I can approve of.
That's great. I'll describe a musical to you, and you'll tell us if it's a real musical. True or false, okay? Mm-hmm. Is this a real musical? Suffs. A Broadway musical about the suffragettes fighting to win the vote in the early 20th century. A musical which counts Hillary Clinton and Nobel Peace Prize winner Malala among its producers.
True.
That is true. People gasped. They gasped. Suffs. Earth Girls Are Easy, the titular musical based on the horny 80s alien comedy starring Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis, featuring a young Jim Carrey, set to premiere at Seattle's Fifth Avenue Theater this August.
Absolutely false.
False. You got it. Well, it never officially made it to the big white way. The Evil Dead musical, based on the blood-soaked Sam Raimi horror flick, did enjoy an off-Broadway run at Manhattan's New World stages, which featured a splash zone in the first 2 rows for which attendees were given rain ponchos.
100% true.
It is true. And if you're in California next month, you can see it at the Maverick Theater in Fullerton. The Notebook musical, based on the 2004 Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams romantic drama, is on Broadway right now and has earned mixed reviews, including a New York Times pan titled The Notebook Review, a musical tearjerker or just all wet?
That is true.
Just all wet. Is that me watching The Notebook? Oh, now I can't make jokes. Also, the characters are played by actors of different races as they age.
That's great.
As parodied on 30 Rock, the Mystic Pizza musical.
Is one of them green like Elphaba at some point later in the...
If so, I'm smiling. I like musicals where people are called like green.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
because then you're like, now we're at a show.
Uh-huh.
A lot of makeup.
Yeah.
Also like a quick change. How'd they put that on?
Sure.
You know, then you're having a good time because it's not a movie. There's no pausing.
You're into everything but the plot, it would seem.
That's why I like Cats. It's just the Jellicle Moon. You don't have to be such an asshole about it. Miracle on the Hudson, the musical based on pilot Sully Sullenberger's emergency river landing, debuted in January at Washington, D.C.'s Arena Stage, the same theater where Dear Evan Hansen premiered before it went to Broadway.
Oh, boy. I got to say false. That sounds terrible.
It is false.
Okay.
It is false, though. Matthew Broderick did parody the idea on Jimmy Kimmel with a number called Hudson, We Have a Problem.
I mean, maybe they should make it now.
Beginning its off-Broadway run at Theater 80 in June of 2011, Silence, the musical, reimagines the 1990 Jonathan Demme thriller Silence of the Lambs for the stage.
True.
True. And here is a clip of a song from the production titled Put the Fucking Lotion in the Basket.
And when it's done, there's one more thing, a simple little task. It's put the fucking lotion in the basket.
No, thank you.
There's moments where I go, oh, yeah, I get why people hate musical theater. I can see it so quickly.
Yeah.
It was hard to watch because I auditioned for that part as well.
You don't want that part. It ruins the rest of your career. You know, no, but that guy, it wasn't until he showed up in Heat, you're like, oh my God, he's in Heat. Not that guy, the guy from The Thing. He has a name. Everybody cool it. And finally, are you having fun?
I'm having a blast.
Okay.
I mean, I'm 100% right so far, right?
Yeah, you're crushing it.
I'm crushing
You're
it.
crushing
I
it.
knew I
You really know about musicals.
Thank you.
And finally, For the Love of the Glove, a Michael Jackson musical told from the perspective of Jackson's signature white glove, who is an alien using the Jackson 5 to take over the planet, opened in L.A. right before the pandemic at the Carl Sagan and Ann Druyan Theater.
That is false. That's false. Oh my God! No way. No.
It's true. We got you. You know what? You were so cocky. You're so cocky. You knew the answers. You know
music. That was
music.
so good because there's another Michael Jackson musical on Broadway right now. It's made it so tricky. And similar to the way Hamilton avoids ever really talking about slavery, the Michael Jackson musical doesn't touch once the allegations against him at all.
Which had to do with touching a bundle of times.
Yeah. I mean, frankly, that glove probably knows more than anyone else.
Well, that's an unfortunate place to leave it, but thank you, Gianmarco. When we come back, we're clearing our browser history.